Tabletop Spotlight, brought to you by Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Hey everyone, I'm Adam Harry from Bell Lost Souls with
Evan from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
And we're back with another Tabletop Spotlight. Evan.
Yes.
Looks a little post-apocalyptic today.
Yes.
What'd you bring?
I hope you brought your goggles, because it's a little sandy out here.
Hey-o!
I brought the game Remnants from Fireside Games.
Okay.
This game, you get to control your own base, if you will.
Okay.
Each player does, where you're going to scavenge for resources, but also defend against hordes of enemies.
Hey.
It's a competitive game, though, but, you know, everyone's on the same side.
Okay, so it's you're competitive in the sense that there's only one winner, but you're still fighting against hordes of...
Exactly,
Okay.
hordes of things. But, you know, you're all competing for the same resources in the middle of the table. There is a limited amount.
Oh.
So you kind of want to, you know, get those before your fellow players do.
I gotcha. Well, this looks like a pretty cool looking game, and there's quite a bit of setup that just happened here.
Yes.
So let's dive into Remnants. All right, we got everything kind of laid out here. There's a lot going on.
Yes.
Looks pretty cool. Why don't you take it from the top? What are we looking at here?
Yeah, so welcome to the Wasteland. You have this board over here that has the barren outlying desert of the Wasteland, but on the corners out here in the stretches, you have each player board. Now the player boards represent a village that you represent. So over here we have New Eden, over here Sanctuary.
Freetown and Asheville.
Yeah, exactly. And up here we have all the survivors and basically workers that you have in your village.
Okay.
There are 3 tracks on the board. There's Heal, which is very easy to know. If a survivor gets injured, you can use 2 heal points to flip it back over.
Gotcha.
There's a Screwdriver, which you can use to add points to your dice. If you roll dice and you get, let's say you get 3, you can spend 2 Screwdriver to get another 1 added on. And then we have Scrap, which you can spend 2 for any 1 resource.
Okay.
We also have areas over here for resources, but there's only 4 spots, and these are the only ways you can carry resources over to the next turn.
Okay.
This game
I got a quick question too.
Yeah.
I noticed that there's not the same number of survivors, or
Yes.
they're a little different.
Yeah.
So when you start, do you set up I noticed here we has this one. Freetown says start with 4 survivors and 1 scrounger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so each village or town starts with a different number of survivors and a specialist. Except for Sanctuary, they just start with 6 survivors, where everyone still has 6 or 5 other things. You don't have to play this way. It says in the rulebook you can just have everyone start with 6 survivors or anything like that.
Okay.
But this kind of adds some variety, maybe some like special skills. So there are basic survivors, and then there are specialists. We'll get into those in a second.
Okay.
First off, there are 6 rounds to this game, as up here it shows.
Okay, yeah, it's a little turn track.
Yeah, and
Gotcha.
every other round, you'll encounter an enemy. So you have 2 rounds to prepare for that enemy to come. You'll prepare in the build phase, which is phase 2. We'll talk about that in a second. But that's how it works out. Now, the very first phase is probably my favorite, though. It's the scavenge phase. Everyone's going to have a chance to try to get the resources in the center of this map at the same time. It's a real-time event.
Whoa, how do we do that?
They're going to be doing that by rolling their dice.
Okay.
So everyone at the same time is going to roll their dice. I'm going to do the center, you don't have to. Until they get 3 of a matching resource that they want. So let's say I wanted to go for metal. Right off the bat, I got 3 metal.
got 3, yeah.
So I can take that. Now, before this round starts, though, you have to set out how many survivors you want to go out to scavenge, or how many looters you want to go out to scavenge. So let's say I put 2 out. I have 1 metal now. I give it to 1 survivor. Survivors can only hold 1 resource until the end, until that's over.
Do you keep rolling?
You can keep rolling, yeah. So let's say I wasn't going for metal. Let's say I really wanted plastic. I can re-roll these 3, and then keep re-rolling until I get 3 bottles.
Wait a minute. What are we going for, first off?
Yeah, we're going. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're going for the resources in the middle of the map. So we have metal, wood, cloth, plastic, and rope.
Okay.
These are going to be used to build things in the next phase, the build phase, to upgrade your settlement, basically, and help you with these hordes. There's also a star on these dice.
Yeah.
For every 3 stars, you can actually get one of these bonus things laid out in the map. These are different abilities or things. This one, for instance, is 1 of any of the resources.
Sure.
This one is 1 resource equals 2 resource.
Okay.
These are just abilities that you get until the end of this turn.
Okay.
Once all 3 bonus things are taken, that means this round is over. So if someone's only going for those bonuses, you might not have that much time to get the resources you want.
Right.
That's why it's really cool. It's a real-time race to get these resources. Kind of like if you were actually in a post-apocalypse.
Right.
After the whole scavenging area, you can do looting as well. Looting is basically, you're going to try to send out your own survivors or looters. Some of them are better equipped for this.
Yeah.
You're going to roll your die, 1 die, and for every pip on that die, every side has a pip. you're going to get 1 loot point, which you can spend to increase any of these.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, to however much you want. So that's part of the scavenge trade.
And I noticed that this one is a special one. This was a hauler.
Yes, a hauler can actually... So you remember how I said...
You put one on them.
The one on them, that's all they got. Hauler can have 2.
Makes sense.
Makes
sense.
But you have to keep re-rolling. You can't just take 2 at the same time.
Gotcha.
There's also a looter, which you have right
one?
there. When you are in the looting area of the scavenging phase,
Sure.
every time you roll a die, you take that pit number and add 1 to it. If you're using
cool.
this person in
That's
that
cool.
loot phase. And then this person is really cool. This person allows you to only have to roll 2 matching faces to get a resource that you like instead of 3.
What is that one called?
I don't remember. We'll have to find out.
Scavenger?
It is a Rummager.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So you have those 3 different types. You can also upgrade your basic survivors using resources. But the next phase is your building phase. You're going to take the resources you take from the first phase and whatever you had left over the 4 spots from the previous phase, and you're going to spend those on cards to upgrade your settlement. It's going in turn order this time, so it's not real time anymore.
Okay, so the real-time element is just rolling the dice,
Yeah.
grabbing the resources you need, and then once you're done,
Yeah.
you go. Okay,
Yes.
time's up.
You're building up your settlement now to help fend off for these enemies. Now there's 2 different things, and then there's a resource. There's abilities. So there's 2 things. There's defense. Defense is going to be shown by shields, which we don't have any out right now.
That's not good.
That's not good. There you go. This one has a shield. And, I'm sorry, I'm going to put it over here.
Yeah.
Or you can use it for attack. So the fist is attack, the shield is defense. The shield is going to be before the person attacks. So let's say that turn that the bikers come, at the very end of that turn, they have 4 health. For every shield you have, you're going to reduce their health by that 1.
Oh, okay.
However, if you kill them from defense, you don't get any points because you're not conquering them.
Right.
If you have an attack, so let's say I have a 1 shield, so they go down to 3, and then I have, let's say I have another 2 fists. They're going to go down to, each fish is going to allow me to roll a die to see if I can defeat them.
How do you defeat them, though?
Rolling the dice and having the pips. They're going to be attacked.
Oh, okay. It's all the
So
pips
the defense
on
is
the die.
basically that
Okay,
you're going to weaken them before you attack them. And there are 3 rows, I should say. You can't really see the bottom one. There are 3 rows, and they go from level 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if you can see it real quick. Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
1,
There's
2,
the
and
bottom
3.
row. Yep.
1's gonna be the cheapest with basic things, basic abilities, and then it's gonna get better at.
You can see up
development.
here the cost and resources, right?
Yes, yeah, cost is gonna be up here. This over here, this corner, that's how many victory points at the end of the game you get. Victory points are these little ketchup bottles. Why they're ketchup bottles, I don't actually know. But the game is over after the 6th round, and whoever has the most of the victory points wins. You can get them from building, but also defeating enemies over in the every other turn. Now, at the beginning of the Scavenge Phase 2, there's Badland cards. These are just basic kind of events that happen to everyone while they are scavenging.
Okay.
It could be a bad thing or it could be a good thing, like they could find an oasis and they can heal the people, or they could be a barren wasteland.
This
and
one you
there's
just meet some
less
wanderers here. And
Exactly.
You can do some other stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
Then, after the build phase, is the fight phase. If you're in the right turn sequence, it's fight phase. There's 3 fight phases.
Up here at the top.
The first one is a level 1 enemy, and then it goes to a level 2, which in this case would be a plague wolf. Those things look creepy.
That's not cool.
And then on the third one, you have your boss. The boss is really cool. It comes with 3 bosses in this game. For instance, this one is the Scream Queen, and they always get an ability that adds on below them. So she's going to start with 15 plus 2 health, so 17 health.
How do you take them out? That seems really high for like one settlement to take out.
Well, hopefully by the end you've built up your settlement to really defend against them. Yeah, that's a whole engine building aspect. Then there's the heal phase where you can use health, and then there's a cleanup phase. But that's the basic premise of the game. It's 6 turns, 5 phases, and it's really cool. It adds a lot of variety by having that real-time aspect in the scavenge phase, but also there's a lot of replayability with different enemies and also different items you can get every single time.
Yeah, this seems like a really fast, like that first part is really fast and frenetic.
Fast-paced, it's really competitive in that aspect.
But at the same time, you got to kind of work together with everybody else to survive.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, even though at the end there's only one winner, right?
Yeah, there's only one winner at the end. That is true.
But you got to deal with those guys somehow. So cool. Let's hop out for a really fast recap. Well, that was Remnants. Again, pretty cool post-apocalyptic setting. I like the work together, but not really to defeat the horde. And
exactly.
Kinda,
I like the phases too, especially the phase where you're
yeah.
scrounging for the resources, because it's actually a real-time you're trying to get at it at the same time as your other players. So that's really cool as well.
Yeah.
And controlling your own little base. It's a lot of fun in a apocalyptic world. So
yeah, I mean it's a fun theme. I've had many a long conversation with friends about what would you do in the apocalypse. It's always a fun thought experiment.
I would die.
I would die too.
So there we go.
Ended quick.
Yeah.
But if you had to live,
yes.
these
if
are
you were forced to live.
Right.
This is what you would do.
This is pretty cool.
Yes.
Pretty cool game. Let's crunch the numbers on this one real fast. This one is from Fireside Games.
Yep.
It is ages 13 and up, which is probably because it's of the setting. And it was 2 to 4 players, correct?
Yep. And the average runtime is about an hour. It's not too long of a game, and the MSRP is $39.95.
Sweet. And is this one brand new?
Brand new, just came out.
Sweet. It's in stores right now. Go check that one out. I'm Adam here from BoLS.
I'm Evan from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
And this has been another Tabletop Spotlight. Thanks again for watching. Click to subscribe. Check out more videos. And thanks for watching.